What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, your number one home for all the latest NFL drama, locker room reactions, and everything going on with America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Today's video is not just another regular post-game talk. This one is absolutely insane because what Dak Prescott said after the match is honestly unbelievable, and I promise you, it's going to shock you when you hear the full context behind it. So grab a snack, get comfortable, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's talk about the moment that has the entire Cowboys community buzzing. Now, picture the scene. The lights at NT Stadium are still bright. The crowd is still roaring from one of the most emotionally charged games of the season, a game that was supposed to be a statement win for the Cowboys, a chance to silence critics, a chance for Dak Prescott to once again prove that he is the man to lead this franchise to glory. But instead, what unfolded was one of those nights that just didn't go as planned. The Cowboys fought hard. There were moments of brilliance, there were defensive stops that got the crowd on their feet, but there were also mistakes, missed opportunities, and moments of miscommunication that left fans on edge. When the final whistle blew, the scoreboard didn't favor Dallas, and as the players walked off the field, the air was heavy with frustration. But it was what happened afterward that really set the internet on fire. Reporters gathered around Dak Prescott, cameras flashing, microphones shoved toward his face, and you could feel the tension. Everyone wanted to hear what the leader of this team had to say. Usually, Dak is calm, collected, and polished when he speaks, the kind of guy who always knows the right words to say. But this time, his tone was different. His words weren't scripted. He wasn't there to sugarcoat anything. He looked tired, frustrated, and maybe even a little emotional, and then he dropped a statement that fans and analysts have been replaying over and over since the moment it happened. He said, and I quote, "I'm unfulfilled with this. You don't play the game for ties. It's hard to wrap my head around." Boom. Just like that, social media exploded. Those words, simple yet powerful, hit a nerve with Cowboys Nation. You could almost feel the collective reaction: shock, agreement, confusion, and for some, even pride. Because Dak wasn't hiding behind cliches like "we'll bounce back" or "we'll learn from this." He was speaking raw emotion, admitting that even after giving everything, walking away without a win felt empty. That word unfulfilled carried weight. It wasn't anger. It wasn't despair. It was something deeper. It was the feeling of a man who knows the expectations on his shoulders, who knows that being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys isn't just about playing football, it's about carrying an entire franchise's legacy every single Sunday. And to him, anything short of victory is simply not enough. You could see it in his eyes during that interview. That was a man who refuses to settle, who understands that ties, moral victories, or statistical milestones mean nothing without that W next to your name. But that's just the surface. Because what made this statement even more powerful is how it connects to Dak's journey and everything he's been through as a leader. Remember, this isn't the first time Prescott has made headlines with his post-game words. There was that infamous moment a few years back after the Cowboys' crushing playoff loss when fans started throwing debris onto the field. Reporters told Dak that the trash was being thrown at the officials, not at the players, and his immediate response was, "Credit to them then." That single comment sent shockwaves through the sports world. It was so unlike Dak, usually composed, the perfect face of the franchise, a guy who leads by example. But in that moment, he was human. He was frustrated. And although he quickly apologized later, saying he regretted the remark and that emotions got the best of him, it showed us a side of him that's real, unfiltered, and raw. And now, with this latest statement, we're seeing that same realness again. But this time, it's not about frustration with the refs or external factors. It's about inner frustration, that hunger that refuses to accept mediocrity. You see, Dak Prescott has always been the kind of player who believes in accountability. When the Cowboys lose, he doesn't point fingers. He says things like, "Look in the mirror," meaning everyone, from himself to his teammates, needs to own their mistakes. That kind of leadership is rare, and it's part of why he's respected even by his critics. But what makes this moment even more intense is how it came at a time when the Cowboys are trying to redefine themselves. There's a new energy in the locker room. There's a new sense of urgency. There's this belief that the window to win is right now. So when your quarterback says he's unfulfilled, it's not just a personal statement. It's a message to the entire organization. It's like he's saying, we're not here to settle. We're not here for almosts. We're here to win championships. And that word championships, that's something Dak has been talking about a lot lately. When asked earlier this year about his goals, he said, I want to win a championship. The legacy, the records, all that will come later. Right now, I need to stay where my feet are and focus on winning. That's a focused, hungry mindset. But you can tell, every time another season passes without a Super Bowl ring, the pressure grows heavier. The media keeps questioning his ceiling. The fans keep wondering if this team can finally get over the hump. And now, this comment about being unfulfilled feels like a direct reflection of that weight. It's as if he's saying, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of almosts. I'm tired of excuses. It's that sense of urgency that every great leader reaches when they know time isn't infinite. Dak is entering that phase of his career where he's seen the highs, he's endured the injuries, he's been doubted, and yet he still stands tall. But he's also aware that the Cowboys fan base expects greatness. No one celebrates a tie in Dallas. It's win or nothing. And that's exactly what his words captured: not defeat, but an unwillingness to be satisfied with less than victory. Now, let's talk about how fans reacted. The moment that interview clip hit the internet, the reactions came pouring in. Some fans praised him, saying this is exactly what they want to hear from their quarterback: honesty, passion, and refusal to settle. They called it leadership at its finest. Others, however, took a different stance, arguing that his tone seemed deflated, that maybe it sent the wrong message. But no matter which side you were on, everyone agreed on one thing: Dak's comments meant something. They weren't empty words. They were the pulse of the team's mentality. Inside the locker room, sources say Dak's leadership continues to evolve. Coaches have been reshaping the locker room dynamic, even rearranging player lockers to promote unity, pairing Dak near defensive leader Micah Parsons to strengthen communication and leadership synergy. That's not accidental. It's intentional. It's the Cowboys' way of saying, our leaders need to be connected. And when Dak speaks like this publicly, it reinforces his role as the emotional compass of the team. The younger players look up to him, and they see that fire. They see that the standard isn't changing. That tie game, while technically not a loss, now feels like one because their quarterback refused to celebrate it. That mentality is contagious. It spreads. It fuels the next week of practice. It pushes everyone to work harder. That's why this comment matters so much more than just a soundbite. It's a cultural statement. It's setting a tone. And honestly, when you think about it, Dak's message mirrors what Cowboys fans have been feeling for years. This fan base doesn't want to be good. They want to be great again. They want to return to the glory days, to the Super Bowl parades, to being feared across the league. Every season that falls short feels heavier than the last, and Prescott's unfulfilled line perfectly captures that collective emotion. It's not disappointment in the team's effort, it's frustration that effort alone isn't enough. It's about results. It's about legacy. It's about restoring the Dallas Cowboys' identity as champions. And for Dak, that's personal. Because no matter how many yards he throws, how many touchdowns he racks up, how many Pro Bowls he earns, he knows that until he wins the big one, critics will keep calling him a good but not great quarterback. That fuels him. That drives him. Oh, if you're ready for more updates, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop your thoughts in the comments, and tell me what you think. Was Dak right to say he was unfulfilled? Is this the spark the Cowboys needed? Let's talk about it, because this story is far from over. Thank you all for watching, and as always, stay tuned, stay hyped,